It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. Let's get out of here. Aye. Hello, everybody. It's Aaron from God a Minute, Brother Aaron from God a Minute. So we're going to focus in on the fig tree, not necessarily the fig tree, but the Bariba figs versus the main harvest figs. So in the spring, there's figs, and in the fall, there's figs. Generally, fig trees produce figs in the spring and spring in the fall. The figs that are produced in the spring before the summer, usually late May or June, it says according to this search here. It's either late May or early June. It's called the Bariba figs, but it's also called in Hebrew the Bakura figs. I'm going to talk about that at the very end of this video a bit more because that's amazing. But just going to talk in plain English. We're going to go to Luke 21, and it says here, Luke 21 verse 28. I'm going to read that first. And now when these things begin to happen, look up and lift up your heads because your redemption draws near. This passage in Luke, a lot of people will say this is talking about the rapture. We've got Matthew 24, we've got Mark 13, and we've got Luke 21. This chapter in particular says, look up because your redemption draws near. Later on in Luke 21, it says, watch therefore and pray always that you may be counted worthy to escape all these things. So we're talking about an escape here in Luke 21. We're talking about a redemption in Luke 21. What's in the middle of this redemption theme and this escape theme? We've got the fig tree. So what does it say in Luke 21 verse 29? Then he spoke to them a parable. Look at the fig tree and all the trees. When they are already budding, you see and know for yourselves that summer is now near. Now let's just forget about the fig tree for a second, about how, Israel's a fig tree. Let's just look at this very literally as a seasonal thing. That summer is now near. Is this a clue to the season of the summer is now near, meaning the end of spring? These 2 weeks, possibly. Summer is now near. Or is it this just saying, you'll just know the season in general? Well, I suggest that this might be a literal late spring kind of a thing. Let's go over to Revelation 6 verse 13. And the stars of heaven, this is the sixth seal, Revelation 6:13, and the stars of heaven fell to the earth as a fig tree drops its late figs when it is shaken by a mighty wind. Well, its late figs would imply it's the figs in the fall, the main crop. So I think that the sixth seal, very possibly, we're given a hint as the timing of the sixth seal. The sixth seal might be in the fall of any given year. And the warning of escape and redemption in Luke 21 could possibly be talking about the rapture before the summer, because summer is near. Again, I'll read that. It says, Luke 21:30, when they are already budding, you see and know for yourselves that summer is now near. The Bariba fruit, or in other words, the Bakura fruit. Again, we're going to talk about that in a second. One more passage in plain English is John chapter 1. Jesus, I believe, is talking about the rapture in John 1:51 when he says, and he said to him, most assuredly I say to you, hereafter you shall see heaven open and the angels of God ascending and descending upon the Son of Man. I think he was pointing back to Jacob's ladder there in Genesis 28. But if you read before this passage, when I think he's talking about the rapture, because also in John 2 verse 1, it's talking about a wedding. This is Jesus' first miracle, turns water into wine. And so if you back it up, though, Nathaniel was under a fig tree. It says in John 1:48, Nathaniel said to him, how do you know me? Jesus answered and said to him, before Philip called you, when you were under the fig tree, I saw you. Nathaniel answered and said to him, Rabbi, you are the Son of God. You are the King of Israel. Jesus answered and said to him, because I said to you, I saw you under the fig tree, do you believe? You will see greater things than these. And then he refers back to Jacob's ladder at that point. So there's a fig tree connection with Nathaniel. There's a fig tree connection in Luke 21 talking about our escape and our redemption, pointing to late spring before the summer comes. Summer comes at the summer solstice around June 20th, more or less. Right around June 20th is when the summer begins. So it's still spring officially until right around mid to late June, right around June 20th. So summer is near. Is that our hint for our escape? Now, here's the amazing thing about this spring fruit. It's Bakura. Bakura. The Bakura figs. It comes from the Hebrew word Bakura. Let me turn the camera around and show you. All right. Sorry about the blurriness of the screen, but I'm just showing you with my camera. Yeah, but Bakura figs likely refer to Bariba crops of figs, which are figs that mature in the spring. And was it this one? It said the same kind of thing. In Israel, the spring fig harvest, known as Bariba or Bakura, typically starts in June. So Bakura. Remember, I was telling you all this time about Bakura. Here's the fruit. Here's the first fruit word.
Strong's H 1061. Bakura. Bakura.
So I don't know if you heard that, but that's Bakura. 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 That's the first fruits for Feast of Weeks. Bakura. Bakura. What is this fruit called? It's called the Bakura. It's called the Bakura. Bakura. Typically starts in June. Isn't that incredible? Isn't that incredible? So essentially, just to sum this all up, the Bakura figs that are produced in late May or June is the same Hebrew sounding word that's attached to the Feast of Weeks, the exact same word that I've been excited about for the last year when it points to Feast of Weeks. I think that's incredible. Will we go at the Bakura when the first tender figs are offered? In that spring season, time will tell if we are the Bakura being offered first. And then, as you know, there's going to be a final harvest, and people believe that the second coming will be fully fulfilled in the fall of when he comes back. So right now we're looking at a possible 2032 second coming, and that would be the main harvest of the Jews and the people that are left over, the people that resurrect back to life after being beheaded, that kind of thing. You can read about that in Revelation 20. So are we the Bakura figs? That's the question. That's amazing. And again, the English word for that is Bariba figs, but the Hebrew word is Bakura figs, which sounds exactly like the first fruits in Leviticus 23:17. Okay, guys, we're one day closer. Go, Jesus, go. Hope to see you in the clouds soon.